Canelo Alvarez washes Terence Crawford. I do not want to see that fight. I've been telling y'all this shit. After his performance against Madrimov, I'm even more convinced. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Catch me live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30. I'm also live every Sunday morning with KC Boxing Network at 9 a.m. Join the channel as a member. Drop super chats and super thanks when you come by. If you want to debate, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email. Or you can just pull up when I'm live. We can debate right then and there. But let's get to this shit. Look, bro. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford is a fight that Crawford fans been begging for. I hope after his performance against Madrimov, y'all will stop that shit. But it don't look like y'all gonna stop that shit because Turkey is really trying to get the Canelo fight. But if he's trying to get the Canelo fight for Terence Crawford, trying to compete with Canelo's sales and trying to one-up Canelo in this Berlanga fight by having your UFC fight on the same night, that shit ain't gonna get the job done, homie. That shit ain't gonna get the job done. Canelo is a very prideful person. He's a diva. He's somebody that believes he can do what he wants. He believes he the face of boxing, and by you trying to shit on him, he might just shit on you by not giving you that fight. And Turkey's really out of moves with Bud Crawford because he don't want to have to come back to the PBC to have to do business for a Bud Crawford fight. And Bud Crawford don't really fuck with the PBC. He don't want to have to go back to get that fight done over there. That's why you got Terence Crawford in Turkey trying to reach out to Samson to try to get Sebastian Fundora directly. They don't want to have to go through Al Heyman to get that fight. But they don't realize that Samson ain't shit but a proxy promoter that Al is calling the shots for Fundora. They don't realize that shit. But whatever. Whatever, dog. But so that's interesting. But as far as Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, look, man, Terence Crawford was able to get the win against Madrimov, but his power wasn't the same at 154, so that's a huge red flag for him moving up to 168. He showed his age a little bit. Them legs didn't look the same. He wasn't moving around. He fought a pretty stationary fight. Still got the timing. Showed a really good chin against Madrimov, which was surprising because Madrimov caught him with some good shots. But it just showed in that fight that weight classes are here for a reason. And I think we all forgot that when Canelo was not looking at his best and Earl Spence was running through shit. And me, myself, was like, yeah, Earl Spence, Canelo Alvarez, 164, make that shit happen. Earl gonna be stronger. Earl gonna be this. Earl ain't gonna have to cut all this weight. That shit sound good in theory, but what Canelo versus Jermell Charlo reminded us of is weight classes happen for a reason, which is why I view Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford in a very similar light to Tank Davis versus Monster Inoue. Just fights I'm not interested in. All of these are pound-for-pound level talents, and the bigger guy just has too much of an advantage. Monster Inoue coming up to 135. Food, bro. Absolute food for Tank Davis, dog. And there's a win-win for Monster and a lose-lose for Tank. Same with Canelo and Crawford. Win-win for Crawford, lose-lose for Canelo. Crawford power ain't gonna be shit at 168. Canelo gonna be walking through shit, trying to see what's happening with him. And you don't want Canelo coming downhill at you at 37 years old. Don't got the same legs you got. So Crawford, little bitty ass compared to Canelo, gonna have to stand and fight, bro. And he may get some good shots in. He may get some good timing in. But come on, bro, that's Canelo Alvarez, one of the best chins you gonna see. Crawford ain't gonna be able to hurt that man. He couldn't hurt Madrimov. Madrimov took his power just fine, bro. And I don't like the fight because all it is a win-win for Crawford. He go in there and fight like the dog that he is. People gonna say, oh, he pound for pound. He can just go back to 154. Or he can retire. He's done enough. He's still my number one pound for pound fighter. Same with motherfucking Tank and Monster. Monster go up there, get his ass knocked out, get his ass beat up by Tank Davis. Oh, he's still great. He's pound for pound. He went up 2 weight classes. He dared to be great. He went up 3 weight classes. He dared to be great. He could just go back down to 122 and continue to be pound for pound top 3. But if it's Tank and Canelo, if Canelo beats Crawford ass and knocks him out, oh, he's supposed to do that because he's 168. Crawford's not even a true 168 pounder. We doing it to Canelo right now for Jermell Charlo. Did it to Canelo when he fought Triple G coming up from 160. Come on, bro. We was shitting on Canelo fighting a middleweight and Jermall Charlo. We shitting on Canelo fighting a super middleweight in Berlanga. Crawford's a better fight than Berlanga, but because Berlanga just trash, but it's still a cherry pick, bro. He coming up 3 weight classes in one fight. He been fighting at 147 for half a fucking decade, from 2018 to 2024. Before that, he was at 140 for a few years. And then he settled in his prime at 147. He just moved up to 154. Didn't look like the same Crawford from 147. And now, y'all talking about some Canelo shit, bro. And then when Canelo washed him, Canelo ain't going to get no credit, nor should he get credit. He should be fighting David Benavidez, rematching Dimitri Bivol. If Bivol is able to beat Beterbiev, or fight Beterbiev, and Beterbiev is able to beat Bivol. That's what he should be doing, bro. Those are the fights that people want to see Canelo Alvarez in. Ain't nobody checking for the Terence Crawford shit, bro. That's just the facts, dog. That's just what it is. So that's why I don't want to see the fight. It ain't got nothing to do with hating on Bud. I would root for Bud Crawford in that fight because I like Canelo Alvarez way less than I like Terence Crawford, bro. I'd be rooting for Bud Crawford in that fight. Rooting for him to win the fucking fight. I just don't see him doing it. I think Canelo washed him. Because he's too small for that weight class. And because if Madrimov was taking your punches just fine, Canelo gonna take your shit. And I know Canelo ain't gonna stop coming forward. Ain't nothing you gonna be able to do to push Canelo back. And that's when he at his best, bro. The fights that he has struggled in has been against guys like Mayweather. They can stand in there, make him miss, make him pay. Crawford, as great as he is offensively, he's better than Floyd offensively. He's not nearly as good defensively as Floyd Mayweather. So I don't think he can fight like that without getting touched. And if you're going to tell me Crawford touching Canelo and Canelo touching Crawford, who the fuck you favor in that instance? Canelo. The other way that you beat Canelo is what Erich Landy Lara did, a lot of lateral movement, boxing him, making him move, not letting him plant his feet and shit. Similar to how Bivol was able to control distance on him. So, well, no, Bivol fought differently. I'll get to that too. Does Crawford have that at 37 years old to be able to move around the ring, pot shot? And does he have that in him to fight like that when he's such a dog? I don't see that happening. The only other way was what Bivol did, and that is keep him at the end of your jab, using your reach, throwing your combinations, keeping them busy, and then pivoting out. And just being able to control distance because you're the naturally bigger man. Bud can't do that either. So why do people want to see this fight? Why do Crawford fans want to see this fight? I think the number should have drastically dropped after what happened to Madrimov. What Terence Crawford needs to do and what he should do, in my opinion, continue to campaign at 154. There's a limit to how far you can go up and be competitive. There's a limit to how far you can go up and be great. His limit looks to be 154, which is not shameful at all, considering he started at 135. World champion at 135, undisputed champion at 140, undisputed champion at 147, world champion at 154, and maybe he can go undisputed at 154 too. But it looks like they're going to be much more competitive fights at 154. It looks like maybe the guys at 154 take his power better. That with the combination of him getting a little bit older and being maybe on the tail end, kind of outside of his prime, looks like he's going to be in more competitive fights at 154. And if he goes up to 168, he probably get cooked by Canelo, bro. But if we see it, I'll be rooting for Bud in that fight. Keeping it real with y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment below, smash the like, sub to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.